Hello everyone and welcome back to Affinity for Commander. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Lord of the Rings Precons, which legends are the best, and which Precon I would recommend purchasing. But just before all that, if you would like to support the channel and buy any of the cards I'm going to be talking about here, then be sure to do so through our lovely affiliate link for the fabulous cardmarket.com. Or if you're one of our lovely viewers from over the pond, then be sure to check out our Flipside Gaming or TCG player affiliate link in the description box below. Using these links doesn't cost you anything extra, but really helps the channel out quite a lot. Now, on to some precons. Let's start with the Food and Fellowship one, finding out who is the hobbitiest hobbit. First looking at the Food and Fellowship deck, headed by Sam, Loyal Attendant, and Frodo, Adventurous Hobbit. These two partner exclusively with each other, meaning they can be both your commander and endorse some long-serving fanfics. Sam is a 2/4 halfling peasant for 1 generic, 1 green, and 1 white mana. He reads, at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a food token, and activate abilities of food you control cost 1 generic less to activate. Meanwhile, Frodo is a 1/3 halfling scout with vigilance for 1 white and 1 black mana. He reads, whenever Frodo, Adventurous Hobbit, attacks, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, the ring tempts you. Then, if Frodo is your ring bearer and the ring has tempted you 2 or more times this game, draw a card. So, pretty standard, Sam makes the food and then Frodo takes advantage of gaining 3 life from sacrificing the food to be tempted by the ring, which, the first ability of it, allows Frodo to essentially become unblockable. And going throughout the game, we get more and more advantage from the ring tempting us more and more, even if it is just the card advantage from Frodo's own ability. Now there's some neat interaction with both working well to gain life and draw cards, although they don't really present much more of a win con beyond snowballing advantage and poke damage. The other potential party leaders are Merry and Pippin. Pippin, Warden of Isengard, is a 2/2 legendary human advisor for 1 black and 1 green. He reads, 1 generic mana, tap, create a food token, and tap, sacrifice 4 food tokens. Other creatures you control get +3/+3 until the end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. And then Merry, the, other Warden of Isengard, is a 1/4 for 1 generic, 1 green, and 1 white. He reads, whenever 1 or more artifacts enter the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. This ability triggers only once each turn. Now these guys seem to have a much more concrete game plan beyond just gaining some life and letting the ring tempt you all over again. Pippin makes the artifacts, which triggers Merry to make a 1/1. So eventually Pippin can then sacrifice all the food to give all the tokens a lovely buff to get in for some good damage. Okay, I'm feeling these guys a lot more. They've got a clear game plan, splashing in some token synergy with it. Okay, I'm on board. We do however have just one more legend that could lead this rabble of life gain, and, well, he asks for a lot of it. Bilbo Birthday Celebrant is a 2/3 halfling rogue for 1 white, 1 black, and 1 green. He reads, if you would gain life, you gain that much life +1 instead. And for 2 generic, 1 white, 1 black, and 1 green, and tap, exile Bilbo Birthday Celebrant. Search your library for any number of creature cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only if you have 11-1 or more life. Now, if Merry and Pippin made the deck list more focused, this is so utterly narrow it makes the eye of a needle look fat by comparison. Bilbo is all about the life gain. We're talking Soul Sisters, and I mean all of the Soul Sisters. I'd personally then go into a light token and aristocrats route, mainly to play with Blood Artist and Zulaport Cutthroat type effects, because the goal here is to get to that 11-1 life total to then grab whatever you want. A Viserys Seer and Gravecaller combo, Macaeus and Triskelion combo, literally anything and everything is right at your fingertips. So we've got in this deck different pairings from the really thematic and super flavorful, more focused towards tokens and then buffing an army, and then just the most straightforward down the life gain commander I've seen since Oloro. Very strong, very Vorthos. Personal favourites, Merry and Pippin, 100%. Now, let's see what the Elves are up to. The Elven Council commander deck contains a whopping 6 Simic commanders to choose from, with the deck being clearly divided into 2 themes, voting and big Simic stuff. For the voting half, Elrond of the White Council is by far the best commander for this in my opinion. Elrond is a 3/3 elf noble for 3 generic, 1 blue and 1 green mana. He has Secret Council and reads, when Elrond of the White Council enters the battlefield, each player secretly votes for fellowship or aid. Those votes are then revealed. For each fellowship vote, the voter chooses a creature they control. You gain control of each creature chosen this way, and they gain this creature can't attack its owner. Then for each aid vote, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So on entry, Elrond either gains control of a creature of a player's choice, or gives counters to our entire board for each player who chose to do so. And since this is on ETB, we can add a good bit of flickering to the deck to get multiple triggers. The only other one I like is Erister of the Council, who, once voting has finished, either gives your opponents treasures, which is not good, or you scry cards, but you always draw. Now, the reason I dislike Erister over Elrond is that she gives your opponents advantage in the form of treasures. But in this way you can also essentially get people to agree with your vote a lot more easily, so it can make for some good political shenanigans. We then do have to address the other half of the deck, which is big Simic creatures, with either Gandalf or Radagast being at the helm of it, which for me personally, I'm 100% going with Radagast. Gandalf is just too random and we can't really fix the top of our opponent's libraries. Radagast, meanwhile, is the Beast and Birds commander that I kind of am almost getting. I need the Beast Tribal Commander Wizards. Come on, just give it to me. This guy is good, because whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, you get one of the following options. Either a 3/3 green beast or a 2/2 blurred with flying. And he gives all beasts and birds Ward 1, and he himself has Ward 1. Very annoying. However, he's still just not there for the big bombastic beast commander I want, so if you're going to have the elf deck, I would still stick with the voting theme. There's a lot of good combos with it, and there are a large amount of voting cards to be slotted in to help power the deck up. Moving on, in the Riders of Rohan Precon, meanwhile, there's only 2 legendary creatures that can lead this monarch-themed stroke human tribal deck in Aragorn. No, not the good one. There you go. Aragorn, King of Gondor, is a 4/4 legendary human noble for 1 generic, 1 red, 1 white, and 1 blue mana. He has Vigilance, Lifelink, and reads, when Aragorn, King of Gondor, enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. Whenever Aragorn attacks, up to 1 target creature can't block this turn. If you're the monarch, creatures can't block this turn. And the other is Éowyn, Shield Maiden, a 5/4 first striking human knight for 2 generic, 1 red, 1 white, and 1 blue mana. She reads, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if another human enters the battlefield under your control this turn, create 2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste. Then, if you control 6 or more humans, draw a card. Now I've gone back and forth on these two quite a few times, and I think I've now finally settled on Éowyn. And here's why. If you have Éowyn out, then just on the virtue of playing your deck, you get 2 more bodies to be hitting your opponents with, and then potentially card draw during combat. Whereas Aragorn to me feels a lot more like a good bit of setup in your main one, to then let your humans go all out in for some good damage, you know, before a cheap flyer hits you for 1 and takes the monarchy off you. I think I like Éowyn more immediately just because her card draw can't even be taken away from you by other players. Plus, you get to splash into token synergies, whereas Aragorn is more just about the good old human beats. And given some of the new fabulous human travel cards we're getting in this set, I am super geared right now for going wide with expendable tokens rather than, just playing politics. And our last deck is the Hosts of Mordor, because who doesn't love a bad boy? The face commander of the Precon is Sauron, Lord of the Rings, a 9/9 avatar horror for 5 generic, 1 red, 1 black, and 1 blue mana. He has Trample and reads, when you cast this spell, amass Orcs 5. Mill 5 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And whenever a commander an opponent controls dies, the ring tempts you. So with nothing else out, Sauron is a 8 mana for a 9/9 trampler who creates a 5/5 buddy, mills you 5 cards, then returns a creature from your graveyard to play. Now, that is a lot of mana, and don't get me wrong, the effects are all stellar, and yet the stat block does go with the whole "this is a powerful dude" motif. But honestly, 8 mana? I want to be winning the game for 8 mana. Heck, Zakama is only 1 more mana, and she untaps all of your lands and is in green for ramp. If Sauron was on ETB, then maybe I could understand the vastness of his mana cost, because being able to flicker him would cause a lot of headaches. But he has to be on cast, and if he's killed, odds are you're going to struggle to replay him, given that you're in Grixis and ramp is hard to come by. So, let's see if Christopher Lee is more suited for the task. Saruman, the White Hand, is a 2/5 avatar wizard for 1 generic, 1 black, 1 blue, and 1 red mana. He reads, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, amass Orcs X, where X is that spell's mana value. And goblins and orcs you control have Ward 2. First thought when I saw this was that Saruman is a reverse Talrand. Rather than making loads of 2/2s, Saruman makes one huge guy, who has Ward 2. Then, if you kill the huge guy, he then starts just making the huge guy all over again. For me, Saruman is definitely the better of the 2 commanders. Sauron just simply seems too big and too clunky to really lead a deck. Whereas Saruman has a clear focus, provides protection, gives good goblin/orc theme, of which the deck does offer a good few. Plus, he also doesn't cost a bazillion mana. So, taking these decks as a whole and swapping out my preferred commanders, which do I think is personally the best? Well, honestly, the Food and Fellowship absolutely takes it. I personally love the partner commanders, I love the life gain theme, and genuinely, it is the most flavorful of all the decks. It offers a clear, concise strategy, excellent new cards with fabulous effects, and powerful ones to boot. So I personally say, if you're going to purchase just the one Precon, the Food and Fellowship is absolutely the right way to go. After all, who can say no to second breakfast? What? What do you mean it's not included in the deck? Get it together, wizards. And that'll be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. What are your favourite new legends to come out of the Lord of the Rings set? Let us know in the comments below. We read every single one. As always, this content and all Affinity for Commander content is made possible thanks to the support of our amazing patrons. You guys are truly awesome. If you too would like to help support the channel and get access to exclusive EDH related rewards, then be sure to check out our Patreon in the link description box below. You can also support the channel a few other quick and easy ways, liking this video, subscribing, commenting, or sharing it on your preferred social media platform. But that'll be it from me for now, guys. As always, I've been Alex, and I will see you next time.